Welcome to the Solo Female Traveler Podcast, your source to get out and explore the world, with your host, Luisana Colmenares.
Okay, hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about Malaysia. So in here I have my friend Jackie. She's an Spanish and English teacher in Malaysia. She's been living there for 2 years, so it's like, okay, pretty much you sound like an expert about the country. So that's why I decided to invite her. So hi Jackie, and thank you so much.
Hello. Of course, thank you for having me on your podcast, talking about women and travel, which I am a woman and I love traveling, so I love that.
Yeah. So you sounded like a good fit for our Malay episode.
Yeah. I'm loving it here, so I'm happy to share with people about it and let people know what Malaysia is about.
Yeah. So how did you get to Malaysia in the first place?
Well, yeah, so I am from California and I attended UCLA. And there I met my boyfriend who is Chinese, Indian, Malaysian. His name is
Wow.
Arjun. Yeah, I didn't know that was such a mix, like that it existed. And then I met him and we just became friends and then started dating. And after a year and a half of being together, we graduated, and then yeah, about a year and a while ago, we moved here to his hometown of Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. So
Wow.
it's
And
been an
how
adventure so far.
and like was it shocking for you moving there, or was it easy to adapt?
Yeah, so his family, they all speak English as their first language. Everybody is really like, progressive, forward thinking in his family. Some things I did have to get used to is people driving on the other side, like driving
Oh,
like the British.
yeah.
There's a lot of motorbikes, and a lot of the food is spicy, which I love, but when my friends visit, I have to, let them know, okay, ask for no spicy, or
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and then there were some cultural customs like yeah, the population here is about like 65% Muslim. So
Oh.
in the US, like I have some Muslim friends, but it's just not such a majority. So
Mhm.
here, like during the fasting month, everybody else is fasting and I'm not. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of holidays. Everybody celebrates everybody's holidays, which I love.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, that was my experience when I went there. Like the first thing I noticed is like this. There are so many cultures and religions in one country, and then it's like you can see like what are the name of those? The mosque?
Mosques, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you see them, but then also you have like the little Indian communities and
Indian temples right next to a Chinese temple, next to a mosque. And there's definitely some churches, some Christians and Catholics here. There's every kind of people.
yeah. No, okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should start from the basics. So we didn't say where Malaysia was located. My fault. So
Oh, yeah.
okay,
No worries.
okay. So Malaysia, everyone, is in Southeast Asia, and it is in the south of Thailand and above Singapore. Um,
Exactly.
and then like what else? Like
Kind of
on the
surrounded, like it's a peninsula and there's part of like this island, Borneo. So the part of almost all of Malaysia is somehow surrounded by like Indonesia. So
Mm.
when I told people I was moving here, they said, "Oh, what about, is there tsunamis?" It's unfortunate for Indonesia, but fortunate for Malaysia that, any tsunamis or kind of water things like that don't actually hit Malaysia. They hit Indonesia instead,
Oh,
unfortunately. Uh,
yeah. But I mean, but good for Malaysia.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's like you said, surrounded, or like Singapore is at the bottom and it's surrounded by Indonesia.
Okay. Can you please share like a little bit about like how has it been like living with living there with all the cultures, and is it safe, and about like the food and
So yeah, as an American and as having a lot of friends and family who are American, people always wonder, like, oh, is it safe to travel to this place? Or, oh, do people speak English? And all sorts of things. So, in my experience of staying at least in the capital, Kuala Lumpur,
Mm-hmm.
it's been very safe. Like, I feel comfortable walking around in the shopping centers, the malls. It's very hot, so I don't walk on the street as much. But people
Yeah.
say if you do walk on the street, just kind of, people might try and grab your bag. But I think that could
Oh,
be anywhere, and even in the US.
yeah.
Um, but I feel like people are very like kind, open, willing to tell you where to walk or tell you about their culture, why they love their country.
Yeah. No, yeah, yeah. Well, like I remember when I was there, I was actually walking because I didn't have a car or anything. But
Yeah,
yeah, it surprised me. Like people was really helpful, and I was using couch surfing there.
so
Um,
cool.
yeah, and I met like these people from Malaysia and like and also another people that were Chinese descendant, and I was surprised about like first how good their English was, and
Right?
second like yeah, like they were super helpful. They didn't want me to let pay. They didn't let me to pay anything, and they took me
Yeah,
to all the markets. It was like wow, this is really cool. And
that's so nice.
and like, oh, I wanted to ask you, like, what are the languages there? Like the languages that people speak there.
So many. Yeah.
Oh,
The two co-official languages are English and Malay, and Malay is really similar to Indonesian. It's like, from what I understand, I haven't picked it up myself, but it's
huh.
pretty simple. They use the same writing as like Latin letters. There's not a bunch of extra sounds that English doesn't have. But I mean, obviously it takes, a lot of study to learn it, but a lot of people speak both. And then people who have family from China, whether they are like first generation, second generation, or like sixth generation Malaysian Chinese, for example, they speak usually Cantonese or a couple dialects like Hokkien or Hakka or a few others I don't remember. And then a lot of the Indian Malaysians, I believe, speak Tamil and some other languages, usually from Sri Lanka or south of India, is where most of the Indian Malaysians have come from.
Oh, that's awesome. And what places have you visited in the country, and like what places you recommend to others to visit?
I've mostly stayed around the capital, Kuala Lumpur, and kind of the surrounding area. But
Mm-hmm.
I've also visited the resort island of Langkawi, which I
Mm-hmm.
know is very popular as a tourist destination, like for destination weddings, or I saw like quite a few like family gatherings there. Um, yeah, that was really lovely with the ocean. We stayed in a resort and just to kind of go around the island. I think there's a
Did
lot of
you
like,
did
go
you
ahead.
go to these like hanging bridge they have?
I
Like,
didn't, but I heard about it. I
oh,
heard that
okay.
it's like one of the main attractions on Langkawi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
so
everybody,
now it's
but
on my list.
yeah, yeah, no, you go because like you get like this view 360 view of the island, which is pretty cool. And
That's really cool.
um yeah, I just remember being there and I was like, oh, have you been to the bridge? I was like, no, you gotta go. I was like, okay. It was cool. So yeah, and yeah, like Kauai itself is beautiful. Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt you. I just wanted to
No,
tell you
I'm just
that.
gonna like add that to my list now.
Yeah.
But and then did you go to Georgetown, Penang at all?
No, no. What
Okay.
is in there? No, I didn't have time to go there.
I think it's just one of the other kind of bigger cities in Malaysia, and it's more like it's very historical. It still has a ton of old colonial buildings. It's got very specific architecture, and it's really well known for the street art. Every
Mm.
year they have a street art festival, and like international artists come and you know like make murals and different paintings
Oh,
on the streets.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's cool. I really wanted to go there. That was also another city that people were mentioning, but unfortunately didn't have time. I decided to go to the other side of the country because Penang is on the west.
West Coast. Yeah.
And then I decided to go to the east to this island I was telling you about. It's called Pulau Capas. And it's
Mm,
just like a little island where you can swim with sharks and stuff
wow.
and turtles. Yeah.
So cool.
Uh, yeah. No, it's definitely added to your list as well. And like at night, I don't really remember the season. I was there around March, and I know at night you can see the this plankton that lights up.
Oh yeah. The ones like when the waves come, it's kind of like iridescent, different colors.
Yes. Yes.
So cool.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
really want to see that. That's
No, yeah, I mean,
awesome.
since you're there, like, I remember that the flights within the country were super cheap. Um,
Yes, they are.
yeah, I wanted to ask you that, like, as well, like, I was there last year, so is it still as cheap as I remember?
I mean, when I've been looking at flights around Malaysia, inside the country, or even to just neighboring countries, it looks like it can, depending on the day, it can be like $30 round trip.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're supposed to only bring like one backpack, but you know,
Yeah, exactly,
and
but
yeah, that's
it's
part of the,
doable.
I'm guessing that's part of the spirit of your podcast is like, it's more about the experiences, not bringing a bunch of stuff or buying a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. No,
can work
yeah,
for
and
your
actually,
listeners.
exactly. No, no, yeah. I mean, for $30, it's like here in the States, what can you get for $30? I mean,
Like dinner
travel
for one
wise.
person, maybe, or lunch only.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Oh, Jackie, thank you so much. And like, if one of the listeners wants decides to go to Malaysia, wants to get in contact with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, anyone can email me at yourlocalforeigner@gmail.com, or my blog is yourlocalforeigner.com. I haven't posted in a little while, but this is a good incentive for me to post. And I have posted a bit though about Malaysia. Um, and I think it's good for people to know like that's so cheap. There's so much diversity of culture and food, and so I will be posting on there now. You've
Yeah,
inspired me.
no, no, you're welcome. No, no, thank you. And then yeah, everyone like it's cheap, it's safe. I think that's
Yeah.
the food is really good. But thank you so much, Jackie. And yeah, now you guys know where to find her, and I will talk to you in the next episode.
Thank you for having me.